Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel.
Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, pretty much. We
Yeah,
just took an extensive vacation.
very extensive. I think it was 3 months, if I remember.
I think it was a little bit under 3 months, but welcome back to getting that medical degree. And what are we going to talk about today, Zach?
Yeah, so we're going to talk about my Mcat study update and what I use to study. And that's kind of why we haven't been posting much. I've been busy with Mcat and working. Mitchell's been doing, I don't know what Mitchell does. Mitchell things. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, some brief information. My Mcat test date is September 1st of this year. Applying mostly to DO schools, mostly because, well, no, well, there are a lot of DO schools close to me that I like. So that's mostly why. But also, I like the philosophy better too. So they learn manipulative therapy kind of things, and MDs don't learn that. But there's also MDs will argue there's not much science behind it, but it's something to learn that I want to learn. If it's something I could learn to maybe help someone, then why not? So I'm currently working 45 to 55 hours a week as a pharmacist. We'll talk about that in the next video, what I've been learning and doing there. So far I studied 289 hours of active learning. This does not count reading a book. This does not count watching videos passively. So my hours probably around like 400-ish if you count actual reading stuff. Not doing actively, but I'm only recording like the actual active hours. So it counts as active learning, Anki, UWorld, AMC practice questions on YouTube videos. So like if someone has a question on the video, I pause it, do the question, then unpause the video. That's what I've been doing for that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
My goal was to study around about 350 hours. So I'm getting there. About a month ago, and probably about at least 4 or 5 practice tests to do at least. The AMC actually recommends about 240 hours for the average pre-med. So I'm already over that. I've been studying a good bit, as you'll see on what I've been doing on the next couple slides. So prep material, Kaplan books. I feel like they're good. A lot of the pre-made Anki decks are made after Kaplan books and good in the order of the material. That's kind of why I picked that book. Also have good explanations. Every chapter is an end chapter summary. And basically, the end chapter summary contains every single thing you know. Not every single thing, but the main ideas of that chapter and a lot of the details are in the summaries. If you're a fast reader, you can probably get through the Kaplan books pretty quick because there's a good bit of fluff. But if you read that fluff, it actually explains stuff a little bit better than if you just read the summaries. And then I did practice questions after each chapter. So what I do is quickly read through the book, read through the chapter, do the questions. If I can answer the questions, I'm good to go to the next chapter. If not, I go back and figure out what I missed and what I don't know. Miles Down, I was a Reddit user who made an Anki deck and also made a study guide. I think the study guide is like 98 pages, but it's based on the Kaplan books, and they're pretty good. I was making my own study guide. I went through the Kaplan books and then I compared it to Miles Down for I think 7 chapters. I did that for, and nearly everything Miles Down had, I had as well. Maybe I include like 1 or 2 extra details, but everything else is like spot on the point. What I thought was really important too. So then I stopped doing that because making study guides is kind of like is passive learning. Not really doing much. You're just writing stuff down and not really that helpful. Anki decks. So I use Miles Down Anki deck. I also use a deck called Jack Sparrow. Did you ever hear of that one, Mitchell?
Yeah, I have.
Did you use that one?
Orthos. No, I've actually never used that one. I was looking at Orthos too, but there's like different. I was looking into Anki's um, website description of Orthos and Miles Down and Jack Sparrow, and then there was like a top 5 or top 10 Anki decks or whatever. Um, but it's based on like how easy it is, how many flashcards there are. Um, so I just stuck with Miles Down, but I'm trying. There's another one that is like 4,000 slides.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm
There's
also
there's a
doing that
lot.
one too as well.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
As I was going through my study, there was a lot of decks that even came out I never heard before. I went to the Reddit and looked in the sidebar, and there's a lot of decks there that I never heard of before. Orthos I used before my first MCAT. It was okay. I wish I would use Miles Down. I used Miles Down Study Guide, but I don't think its Anki deck was out at the time. In a study guide came down way later than like about a week or two before my test, so I didn't really use that too much my first attempt 3 or 4 years ago. I also use YouTube, as I will talk about on one of the later slides, what actual YouTube videos I use and what pages I use. So Anki, finished my house down deck, about 2,900 cards roughly. I thought it was pretty good. As now I'm going through Jack Sparrow's deck, which is about 6,300 cards. There's a lot of details in Jack Sparrow's that Miles Down didn't include, and I feel like they're all fair game for the MCAT. He did do a lot of research on what to make his cards on and like what to include. I think Jack Sparrow's deck's more if you're trying to hit like a really high score in like the biology section and like psych, because there's a lot of psych in biology. And those sections are more about all knowing the exact concept and applying it than doing like an equation or math or something like that. Again, I switched decks because I felt like there's more information I need to know for biology and like in psych too. Psych, there's a lot to it. I mean, I took two psych classes about what I think a year or two ago. I still know a lot from that, but there's still a lot of stuff in Jack Sparrow's psych deck that wasn't in my course, so I have to learn that. Also made a deck for Miss U World questions, so that's cool. U World finished biology and psych, slowly getting through the rest of it. About 50% way done. U World has a lot of questions. They keep adding to it. I think U World actually has like a monopoly now. They are actually RX Prep now, so the company I use for my pharmacy board exams is now called U World, so they took over. So U World's a pretty good resource. Good for active learning. They have really good explanations. So I'm making like flashcards on like their explanations. You can't copy and paste it by putting my own words as I'm actually learning it, my own words, and trying to explain it to myself in a way shorter way than they do, the way I actually understand. YouTube, Khan Academy videos if I need extra help. Khan Academy is sponsored by AMC. They made the videos in conjunction with AMC's guidance, so they're really good videos. They have also practice questions for you to do. Their app's really good. It's free education. I really can't say much else good about Khan Academy. It's a really good resource. Some of the topics go really in detail, and some don't go in detail enough. But it's a good resource. If you use that plus Kaplan plus other resources, you should be good. Leah for science. I use her for mostly explaining how to do the math on the MCAT. As you know, for the MCAT, everything's without a calculator. So you really have to do logs and everything like that, sines, cosines, without a calculator. So she kind of explains in a simple way how to do stuff like that. If you don't know how to do that, you're probably going to fail the chem section, which also has physics problems and chem math. So good luck. The amoeba scissors, someone I found out semi recently. They have funny animations. They're kind of like Crash Course, so Crash Course is also another one that's kind of good too. And they explain major topics for like biology, chemistry, these like fun little character dudes. And it helps me keep some of the topics stuck in my head that were kind of hard for me to remember. Something I'm getting through now is a Chem 1 and Chem 2 in about 4 hours. I kind of forget what the channel name is, but there's this guy and he has a video. It's 2 hours each, and he puts practice problems on the screen. You pause the video on the practice problem to try to solve it. Unpause it, shows you how to solve it. Move on. So it's kind of like active learning with while watching a video because you're trying to
Yeah,
like
that
see
that
if you know
sounds
it.
that sounds really interesting. You should send that the guy to that person to me.
Yeah, they'll pull it back up. My computer turned off the other night, so I have to figure out where it's at again.
No worries.
But yeah, it's really helpful because it's active learning, but you're also learning the subject and all like the stuff you need to know. He explains it in detail too. That's why it takes so long. The questions themselves don't take too long. He explains it like he's teaching it for the first time to someone, which is pretty cool. So again, my plan going forward, finish as much as I can as active learning. AMC content, I did a good bit of it already. Still got more to do. AMC's full lengths 1 through 4. Also Anki every day. I mean, I'm working a lot as well, so I'm doing an hour or two in the morning, an hour at night, an hour or two at night. My work days, and also my lunch break at work, I'll be eating while doing Anki cards. Or if I get downtime at work, I'll pull my phone out and do some Anki while I'm doing some or waiting for scripts to come in or something like that. So yeah, that's about it. That guys, hope you guys learned something, and thanks for listening. Peace.
Thank you so much.